Good afternoon and welcome to today's football press conference right here at Johnson Haygood Stadium. The Citadel will host Sanford this Saturday, October 26th, right here at Johnson Haygood. The kick time is scheduled for 2 p.m. We will be celebrating Senior Day as well as our Leaders in Philanthropy Day here at the Citadel. And to take your questions, we have head coach Maurice Drayton.
Hello. Good afternoon. First and foremost, we always like to thank our fans who made the trip to Lexington. We also want to thank, there was 50 knobs that was voluntold that they were going to a football game. They were on a bus, and we brought cots, and they slept in the gym at VMI. Our football players caught word of that. They took up a collection and sent over 30 pizzas to the knobs, and it must have helped because those 50 knobs raised all kinds of cane at the game. It was almost like a home game for us, and VMI's stands was packed. So to those 50 knobs, to the regimental commander and the regimental sergeant major, we thank you. They came on the field and celebrated with us as we received the trophy. It was truly outstanding as we sung the alma mater together.
Coach, you weren't lying when you said you like playing boring football. How happy were you for your guys to see them pull one out on Saturday?
Just very, very, very happy for our guys. This team is giving me a lot of gray hairs. Good thing I shave on my cheeks because it's all gray right now. This team could really be so good. The ball bounces a different way for us, and we're 5-3, and everybody's happy, and we're on the brink of playoffs. But we can't live in that realm, and that's what our team is starting to realize right now, that we've let some opportunities get away from us. So now we have to make the most out of our remaining opportunities. To your point, boring ball is what we wanted to play. Few yards and a cloud of dust, sprinkling a pass here and there. And that's where we are offensively right now, outside of converting on third down. That's what we have to do better. We were able to score on an explosive, which was one of our goals, to Tyler Cherry. But we still got to get that goal of scoring in the red zone, scoring touchdowns.
You touched on this with Andrew after the game. How important was it to slow down Rice and their running game?
Oh, it's very important. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to play boring football. Our first drive, I believe we took over 8 minutes on the first drive. Now, I was a little disappointed because we came away with 3 points, but that's the kind of ball that we needed to play on Saturday to beat VMI. That's the kind of ball we're going to have to play this Saturday against this explosive air raid unit in Chris Hatcher's Sanford Bulldogs. It's going to be a tough and a tall task.
From your time as an assistant, have you ever been on a team that didn't convert on third down but still found a way to win?
I was thinking about that on the way home. I don't know that I've ever been a part of that until Saturday. So it's first times for everything.
I know you've been talking for the last weeks about finishing games. Just what was crucial for y'all in finishing out this game?
I'll tell you what was really crucial for us is we won the middle 8, and the goal that I keep talking about, finish, the guys, they didn't flinch. It was all about finishing. The talk on the sideline, the talk in between series is finish. PYP, play your position, or DYJ, do your job. And because they kept echoing that and the belief they had in one another, they felt very confident that we were going to come out on top, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, last week you came in here and you read off the statistics of y'all and Western Carolina. You could almost reverse the statistics, and you guys, you commit 2 turnovers, your offense is less to it, and you won the game. I mean, how do you attribute that to – go ahead.
Well, you attribute it to I do believe in karma. These young men, for the last 3 weeks, our practices have been very well, and they're doing the right things on and off the field. Yeah, sometimes the ball just falls your way when you're doing the right things. But you're absolutely correct. The statistics in every statistical category except for the win-loss column goes to VMI. And that just goes to show this football game, this football life, it's unpredictable. You know, it's not a round ball for a reason. You know, it's oblong. So
I think it was late third quarter when y'all had the goal line stand, and then you went down and scored after that. Just talk about how crucial that is. Was that a turning point in just your defense performance?
that was everything. I tell you, and it's being a coach, you sometimes, or at least in my coaching style, I revert back to the past, and I tell stories of things that has actually happened, and I gave them an instance of a defensive unit that I was part of who had a goal line stand, not knowing that this was going to happen this week. And I tell you, those guys, they executed to a T. Was not worried at all. You could see the confidence in their face. It was just like, hey, we're going to make them snap it again. We're going to make them snap it again. We're going to make them snap it again. We're going to make them snap it again for the fourth time. And the guys, they held strong.
Mo, what's kind of the rallying cry, the motivation? Obviously, the playoffs, like you said, you're a couple plays away, but it's not going to happen. But what's the motivation this week? You're home at Sanford. What's kind of your message and motivation to them?
Well, I reminded the guys after the Western Carolina loss, we signed up for 12 games, and I'm going to coach the heck out of you for 12 games, and then we'll figure it out after that. As a player, you signed up for 12 games. And I expect to get the best out of you every week for those 12 games. So as a coaching staff, we're not going to allow them to not come to work every day. That's life. In our program, we teach life. We're molding men and women for tomorrow, and we can't quit on life. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not going to work today," or I can't take care of the kids today, or the wife, or whoever it may be. So it's a mirror of life, our program. So yes, we have rallying cries, but this is what we're supposed to do because we signed up for it.
Boring football aside here, how do you kind of give a spark to your offense here coming into this week?
Well, we're going to keep chopping wood, and eventually the tree's going to fall. We're looking at tinkering with some plays and things of that nature. But we also have to look at ourselves in the mirror. We had 21 misassignments. I challenged on offense. I challenged the coaches. It's not any one position. It's kind of sprinkled. But I challenged the coaches this week because our young men are so conditioned to give 3 answers. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, no, sir. Sir, no excuse, sir. Well, no excuse is not good enough. We need to know why you made the decision you made. We need to know why you thought you had this when you really had this. So we're taking a deeper dive, going back into the mindset, trying to figure out how we can make a connection so that we have less MAs. And, the result will be more successful on those third downs and offensively.
Senior day on Saturday. What have some of these upperclassmen kind of meant to you since you've taken over the program?
Well, I can tell you this. They have bought in because what we brought was totally different from a messaging standpoint and what they were used to hearing and doing. I like to think that we brought an element to the program of not, and I'm not talking about predecessors, okay, but we're just talking about our program. We brought a level of care for the individual to the program that these guys have really responded to. We've explained the why in a lot of things as to what we do. We've also educated in the game of football from a football IQ standpoint. And then we've invested in their lives. Each and every one of these guys, we've invested in their lives. And anytime you invest in a young man or woman's life and they're giving you everything they got. They mean a lot to you, not only me, but to the coaching staff. And these young men and women, they're going to grow up. I shouldn't say grow up, but they're going to graduate, and they're going to give back to this institution, and they're going to give back to their communities, and that's why we do it.
Did you say how many seniors y'all have? How many
I
recognized?
didn't, because we may or may not have one or two of them to come back. Some of the guys are trying to make that decision, so we're not putting a number on it yet. But I will say this: I saw this. People who have mentioned that half our team is graduate transfers, they're absolutely wrong. We have 7 graduate transfers. The rest of the graduates have matriculated through the Corps of Cadets, and they still have years of eligibility, and they're playing out their final years from a graduate status. We also have graduates who have walked on the program. So if you add them, the number, it looks higher, but they're walk-ons. They are paying to get an MBA. They're paying to get a graduate degree, and they just happen to have eligibility to play football. So, our football team is made up of guys who understand who we are and how we live as Citadel men and women.
Talk about Tyler Cherry and kind of. I know you wanted to get him involved a little bit more, and obviously VMI made the big play for you. But what has he kind of been the last couple seasons for you guys?
Tyler Cherry is a mainstay, and believe it or not, Tyler Cherry has additional eligibility. So he's one of the guys who's thinking about possibly staying or going ahead and moving on with his life. We call him Old Man Tyler Cherry. He's been a consummate professional. He does everything right. He is an example, a true leader by example. He doesn't say much. He's not a vocal leader, but he's an example by doing. And we really appreciate all his efforts that he's given to try to get this Bulldog program where we want it to be.
Just looking at Sanford, pretty different teams. Just looking at how they threw the ball last week, y'all I think had 6 passing or attempts total. Just talk about how you match up with this Chris Hatcher team.
Truth of the matter is we don't match up well. I mentioned their coach already, Chris Hatcher. He is one of the original guys who started this air raid offense. Their quarterback right now is playing lights out. He throws the best deep ball of anyone we've faced so far, including Cole Gonzalez from Western. When this guy throws a deep ball and he throws the out from the opposite hash and it has zip on it, he can do it, and he can run. He's playing at a high level right now. His name is Quincy Creedon, I believe is how they pronounce it. Their running back, he's a bowling ball. He's about 5'8", 210. DeMonte Witherspoon, he's playing at a high level right now. He's a transfer from Murray State. And then they have 2 receivers that are playing at a high level. Brendan Jenkins, he was freshman of the year last year. And then they have a young man, Jai Mason, out of Jackson, Mississippi. He's playing at a high level. He has 5 passing touchdowns. So where they're strong on the perimeter, we're young, we're getting better. So no, it doesn't match up well, but we have some wrinkles that we're gonna sprinkle and see if we can't even the playing field. And one of them is boring football. It's no secret. Coach Hatcher knows I'm gonna try to hold the ball as long as I can, because if I have the ball, he doesn't. So that's what we're gonna do.
Going off that, I know Chris Hatcher's been in the SoCon a while, but just looking at what his offense has done, is that ever a goal of y'all's to kind of change one day to be more air raid in the SoCon, or is that kind of what they do and you want to stick with what y'all do?
No, so this is where I think I'm unique in that, like Hatcher, coach we faced at Western Carolina, they're known for passing. So they're going to their places, and you have to fit their system. We feel as if we're well-versed in football. We're going to always try to build our offensive and defensive and special team schemes around what we have. Our players, we'll build it around them. So to answer your question, the goal is to do whatever our players allows us to do that will yield success.
It seemed like their offense had been Sanford's offense had been kind of up and down. What was it about this last game that kind of?
Yeah, so their quarterback, he's a first-year starter. He did play some last year, so I think they had the growing pains of him maturing in the offense. We're catching him at some would say the wrong time, because they're rocking and rolling right now. And he has multiple transfers from the University of Alabama all the way to the JUCOs of Mississippi and Kansas. I mean, it takes time for those guys to gel as well. So they're peaking right now, but I would venture to say we're peaking defensively as well, and our young guys are playing better. So this is going to be a good challenge for our maturation process, overall.
So do you try to get pressure on him? Do you kind of play off and rush three? I mean, without giving it too much away?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You have to mix it up. You have to mix it up. You go quick, it will be hard to get some pressure on him. So now you have to be real versatile with your coverages and your disguises, and it looks like one thing, but it's not. To try to confuse him a little bit, change the dots.
Nothing pertaining to Saturday's game, but looking back, getting off the Schneid and the SoCon and regaining the Silver Shako, did it mean anything to kind of get that first win in the SoCon?
Yes, it did. It did. But I'm more happy, not for me. I'm happy for our guys, to watch them celebrate and to smile and to feel good about the work that they've put in. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about the coaching staff. The coaching staff, they sacrifice time away from their families, time away from their loved ones, time away from their kids, and they're pouring into our 115 kids. To see them smile and to see them say, "Whew, it was worth it," it makes you feel good.
Coach, appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you.